Hedge fund investor David Einhorn's Greenlight Capital posting a loss of 9% on the quarter, bringing the year-to-date loss to just about 26%. In a letter to investors, Einhorn says Greenlight sold all of its Apple stake at the end of August after selling about 3/4 of his stake in the second quarter. Now, the letter from Einhorn mentions Apple's valuation of 17 times forward earnings, plus Chinese retaliation against America's trade policies. He also slams Tesla, saying, quote, "Like Lehman, we think the deception is about to catch up with Tesla." Also worth mentioning, Einhorn did add positions in Altice USA and BT Group. Scott, back to you.
Yeah, okay. Seema, thank you so much. Reading through the letter as we speak, some very interesting stuff in here. What do you guys make, first and foremost, of the Apple news? Einhorn thrown in the towel. He's worried about this issue with China.
I'm not going to take shots at David, but I do think there are other people who have thrown in the towel on Apple over the last year or two, and they've regretted it. I think this is probably one he's going to regret. The wind is in Apple's sails. I'm sorry to use that metaphor again, as far as the iPhone sales go, but also the services. And I know we keep beating on this drum, but it's a drum worth beating on. The margins are higher. The growth rate is terrific. The valuation of Apple is not one that screams to me to sell.
We would agree that, we would be holding on to Apple here, certainly wouldn't be selling it. Continue to think that they're well positioned, great pricing power, which I think is going to be really important in this current environment.
Buying
as well
back
as
shares,
service,
Brenda?
Buying back shares, yes, it should be. It would be dangerous, I think, to completely.
This is an even bigger bet than you. This is like a bet of omission on the part of Greenlight, exactly, because right. If you're so the Dow is up 7% this year, the S&P fairly comparable, NASDAQ a little bit better, obviously. Let's assume you're a long-short hedge fund, and that's your benchmark, right? And then Apple is like 6 or 7% of that. Mm-hmm. If Apple just holds up, forget about like putting on another 10%, which would be great, but just holds up, and you're not in it, you're effectively short it if your benchmark is the S&P. Mm-hmm. And if you're trailing the benchmark by this much to begin with, it's a very big bet. It's a quasi-short.
It's endemic in the active space. What you omit is as important as what you put in.